Season's greetings and warm holiday wishes from Radio Cayman 89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 Cayman Bragg, Little Cayman.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is the first day of December 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you are a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. And if you have more interest in terms of driving, you may want to, when you get an opportunity, go on to the Cayman Compass website. There is an article there about counselors. It says, counselors, early education is the key to cutting DUIs, that is driving under the influence. So early education is the key to cutting DUIs. And of course, we are approaching the festive season, and you will see several initiatives taking place to increase safety on our roads as well. So again, ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs are brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-out. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. Share a Coke with someone special. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery. As well, I want to say, you heard me over the past few shows talk about two friends, one at a local hospital here, one overseas with eye surgery, happy to report that the person who was overseas undergoing eye surgery, back at home, doing well. Want to welcome him and say all the best to him. And the friend at the local hospital here is doing quite well as well. I want to give a big shout out to him this morning. Also, big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson, as well. So, first of all, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I will one more time remind you that For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, the phone lines will be open from now until 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we should have guests in the studio with us. We'll talk a little bit more about that later as well. Meanwhile, our toll-free number is open. If you are calling from a Flow number, that toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp us 925-3261. Remember now, on the WhatsApp number, we can only take one caller at a time. So if you're calling and you hear it ringing, no one is answering, that means there's someone else who's on hold at the same time. So, with those opening remarks, let's just first look at the birthday shout-outs this morning. And of course, if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us here on For the Record, and we will give them a big shout-out. So, we see that tomorrow, Mr. Seth Bawden, some of you may know him by another name. If I'm looking at the profile here on Facebook profile, that would be Mr. Thomas Bawden, Seth Bawden, celebrating his birthday on the 2nd of December. Charles Godet also celebrating his birthday on the 2nd of December. Miss Catherine Tyson also celebrating hers on the 2nd. Terry Donovan and Winette Moore Anglin all celebrating birthdays tomorrow. Today, J.C. Lodge celebrating a birthday today. That I'm told that that's a singer, and if Miss Susan didn't whisper that in my ears, I would not know, because I recognize the older singers. I'm not sure if this one is in 70s, 80s. Okay, I should know something about J.C. Lodge, but I don't recognize it. But yeah, J.C. Lodge celebrating a birthday today. Someone has just sent in, Mr. O.C., please send belated birthday wishes to my beloved grandniece, Celine Christian. She celebrated her birthday yesterday. Greetings coming from her family, especially her loving mother, father, and her dear sister, Cariza. So, Miss Celine Christian, happy belated birthday to you. You celebrated your birthday yesterday. Hope you enjoyed it immensely as well. And certainly everyone hopes that you will live to see many, many more as well. So, folks, several things that I want to share with you before we go to our first commercial break. Coming up tomorrow, I believe it would be the 2nd of December, I will share with you that on the 1st of December 1966, which would be 59 years ago, the Tradewinds newspaper reported that the formal opening of the Grand Cayman telephone system would take place at the town hall in Georgetown tomorrow. This was printed on the 1st of December. So on the 2nd of December at the town hall, the formal opening of the telephone system in Grand Cayman would take place. There would be a brief tape cutting ceremony at the new telephone building. Of course, that building is still there. It talks about the fact that Sir John Macpherson, chairman of Cable and Wireless West Indies Limited, would make the opening speech, followed by His Honor, the Administrator, Mr. J.A. Cumber. And then, of course, there are a series of photographs in the Tradewinds newspaper showing the new Cable and Wireless building in Georgetown. I think Mr. Tim Coe was in charge of the construction of that, but we can talk more about that later. There are some photographs as well showing, I'm going to focus really more on the Caymanian names rather than the others. Some of you will probably call me biased, and that's okay. Let's talk about the others, because some of the Caymanians may recognize the names like John Bellamy, who joined Cable and Wireless in 1953, and someone by the name of Sandy. Then there's a photograph also of Mr. Gurner Panton and John Franklin Bawden. And then there's another photograph with, these computers, here we go. Lineman standing, Alfonso Dixon, now all of you may know him, son of boy. Herbert Ramoon, Linton Bawden, Trevor Scott, and Eugene Ebanks, former member of Parliament. And then seated were Anda Parsons, Ray Dixon, and Mr. Harrison Bothwell. Then there's another photograph showing lineman Bobby Ebanks, Victor Johnson, David Hides, Norris Ebanks, Hinton Connolly, Sherman Manderson, and Terene McDoom. Yes, Terene McDoom. So those were photographs there. Then there's another one showing Michael Lloyd and the late Mr. Charles Watler, as well as Miss Mary Ebanks, now Miss Mary Scotland as well. And there's a story about her in here when she came from Jamaica and joined Cable and Wireless as well. There's another photograph showing the man behind the scenes, behind the organization of the Cable and Wireless complex, Peter Forrestal. He was photograph of him as well. And let's see if there are any. Oh, more photographs here. Another one showing Mr. Owen Scotland, Kent Green, and Noel Ebanks. Some of you may not recognize that name. Noel Ebanks, of course, would be Captain Brian Ebanks as well. There's another photograph showing make sure that this is Cable and Wireless as well. Yeah. Showing the Mrs. Susan DaCosta, Miss Marjorie May Patterson, Miss Cecile Panton. They were all new telephone operators. There's another photograph showing some of the workers in terms of construction. Harry General, Alcott Pearson, and Mr. Arlie Pars as well. Some rich history here about Cable and Wireless when they first started in the Cayman Islands, 2nd of December 19 66. Okay, very quickly before we go to our first break, you would have heard me speak about on Friday about the Joint Ministerial Council meeting taking place in the United Kingdom. And at that point in time that I pointed out that we had not received any information in terms of a joint communique that is usually issued. Of course, here in Cayman, like other places, some persons interpret what you think in different ways. Let me make it quite clear that it was in no way criticizing the government or showing that there was, or insinuating in any way that the government was withholding information, from us. And I have a clear explanation as to why and when that information came out. And basically, what I can tell you in relation to that was the fact that, hold on here, let me get it. What happened was that it was issued by the Cayman Islands government. The Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office only posted it later on Friday, the day after the Joint Ministerial Council meeting finished. So it finished on Thursday. It was posted late on Friday. My comments here on For the Record were on Friday morning. Of course, remember now the UK is 5-6 hours ahead of us, as well. But again, there's some people who sometimes try to make mischief, or simply they hear what they want to hear. So here's the joint communique that was issued. UK and Overseas Territories Joint Communique outlines JMC Joint Ministerial Council conclusions. The United Kingdom and Overseas Territories, the Overseas Territories today issued a communique on the conclusions of the Joint Ministerial Council held 24th to 28th of November, having based their discussions on 5 principles that guide their relationship. Those 5 principles being: 1, devolution and democratic autonomy for the overseas territories and consistency on the principles of partnership and engagement. 2, listening to the OTs following the principles of, and I quote, nothing about you without you. Let's repeat that. Nothing about you without you, meaning that the UK government will not do anything, will not, I would imagine that says, would not, that means it would not say anything either about you without you being a part of it, meaning us. We wouldn't be, without us being a part of it, the UK will not take any action or say anything unless we are part of it. Number 3, partnership with the OTs based on mutual respect and inclusion, applying to all UK government departments. Rights come with responsibilities, including the responsibility to uphold our common values. Number 4, good governance and ensuring proper democratic accountability and regulation. 5, defending the OT's security, autonomy, and rights, including the right to self-determination. That is great that they have highlighted that. And I will share the rest of that communique with you as soon as we return from this commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
The Wesleyan Ministry Society saw its peak during the 9-month stretch of Reverend John Mearns' tenure in 1842. Mearns, a dedicated man, preached and administered communion in 5 places across the island, frequently traveling 50 miles per week on horseback. This also saw the district of West Bay become home to the first Wesleyan chapel and a second chapel being constructed in Prospect. Congregations as large as 140 members were also reported in central Georgetown. The legislature was very accommodating to Reverend Mearns, permitting him to reside in the parsonage which had been built for the Anglicans and to use the courthouse for service. However, when it came to payment, the legislature later voted down a motion to provide Reverend Mearns with a £5 per quarter subsidy. The motion was defeated 9 votes to 8.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Yeah, let me tell you, no AC when I was a boy. I still remember just how good an ice-cold Coca-Cola was.
The part is, the coolest moms and dads always had Coca-Cola at our parties.
The sound when you pop the top, and the fizzle, and that, after that first sip.
Coca-Cola, from generation to generation, that ice-cold bubbly. Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I will continue sharing with you details from the joint communique issued after the joint ministerial council meeting in the UK. We do have a caller. We'll take that caller as soon as I finish this here. Says So the last point was defending the OT's security, autonomy, and rights, including the right of self-determination. Then the quote is, we affirm that the overseas territories are vital members of a global British family, working together to overcome shared challenges. And then it says that the Cayman Islands government's delegation was led by Premier the Honorable Andre M. Ebanks, MP, who was joined by cabinet members, the Honorable Ralston Anglin, Minister of Finance and Economic Development, the Honorable Catherine Ebanks Wilkes, Minister for Health, Environment and Sustainability, the Honorable J. Ebanks, Minister of Planning, Lands, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, Parliamentary Secretary, Ms. Julie Hunter, and Attorney General, the Honorable Samuel Bulgin, KC, who took part in a series of meetings and high-level engagements with government, business, and community stakeholders throughout the week. The Joint Ministerial Council remains the highest forum for political dialogue between the UK and the British Overseas Territories. It allows for reflection on the deep, historic, and enduring partnership between the UK and the Overseas Territories, while providing an opportunity to renew commitments to a partnership built on mutual respect and shared responsibility. And this Joint Ministerial Council, these have been taken place for a long time for you historians out there. Before it was renamed the Joint Ministerial Council, it was known as the Consultative Council. I forget the first part of it, but it was called a Consultative Council at that point in time. I will get the exact correct name for you. Let's grab our caller on WhatsApp. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, O.C. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you? Back home?
Thank you. Yeah, well, we finally made it through another hurricane season. Thank God for that.
Mm-hmm.
And, looking forward to the remainder of the year in peace, love, joy, and harmony, and be careful driving on the road to all of those that are listening. And my sympathy goes out to all of those that lost loved ones this year. 2025 been kind of tough for a lot of people. I lost 3 family members. I lost a daughter, son-in-law, a sister, and a brother this year.
Okay. Again, my condolences.
Yeah, what I was calling about those, you remember, you were talking about Mr. Tim Cole with the old cable and wireless building there on 4th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4th Street it was.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of work there on that, I did most of the block work and stuff on that with Mr. Tim Cole.
Okay, the mystery in the photo shoot.
Yeah, well, I don't know why, but anyhow, I was there
Mm-hmm.
in a long time from the beginning to the end. But when Cable and Wireless got in there, the late Harrison Bothwell and Captain Arlen Brooks, they were working for Cable and Wireless at that time. And, both of them just decided to say they wanted to become pilots, and they went and they studied, and both of them became great.
Brooks or Captain Eugene?
No, up there, Alan Brooks.
Okay, because Captain Eugene was there too.
And what's the name there? Mr. Bothwell.
Okay.
Because I know them quite well,
Mm-hmm.
and Mr. Alan Brooks is still alive at the Health City, and I keeps in contact with him there.
Mm-hmm.
Great pilots, him and Mr. Bothwell. And I was always remembering what Mr. Bothwell had told me. One time he said, when they went overseas to do the final exam, say within a few minutes, Alan was playing with his pen or pencil, and the instructor came up to him and said, Mr. Brooks, I mean, you came up here and, you have a limited time to complete your examination. And Alan laughed, he said, I done long time. And when he looked, Alan came out like 99%, with his exam, But I'm just saying that to say Cayman Airways has some excellent pilots. And I am proud of that, to know that. But those two was early guys, Mr. Bothwell and Mr. Alan Brooks.
Okay, thank you.
Just wanted to say that.
Thank you very much,
Carl. I worked a lot there with Mr. Timko on that building.
Thank you very much, caller. We've reached about that time for 8 o'clock news. Just to say that the Joint Ministerial Council, as we now call it, was called the OTCC before, Overseas Territories Consultative Council. That's what it was before. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation will continue, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time is 8 o'clock. Brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. At least 8 cases of H5N1 avian flu are confirmed in West Bay after an outbreak at a farm on Cemetery Road. Acting Agriculture Minister, the Honourable Nickolas DaCosta.
Our government is treating this matter with the utmost seriousness and has mobilized all necessary resources to contain and manage the situation swiftly. The health and safety of all Caymanians and our agricultural sector is our top priority, and we are working across agencies to ensure a coordinated response.
On Friday, government confirmed the detection of bird flu in a single bird after the discovery of a number of dead turkeys at the farm. Since then, containment measures have been put in place, including biosecurity protocols, cordoning off affected areas and putting humans who were in contact with infected birds on preventative medication. Avian influenza is an infectious disease that primarily affects birds, but it can transmit to humans who are in close contact with them. There continue to be no human cases of H5N1 avian influenza in the Cayman Islands. Health Minister, the Honourable Catherine Ebanks-Wilkes.
This situation highlights the importance of recognizing the connection between human, animal, and environmental health, but also in working collaboratively to ensure the best possible outcomes for all.
The Department of Environmental Health says all food deemed unfit for human consumption is condemned and destroyed. In the meantime, you're reminded to practice good hygiene like hand washing and making sure that your food is cooked through.
As we enter the festive season, and especially with Cayman Thanksgiving right around the corner, let us work together to keep our families and our communities safe.
Over the weekend, the Department of Agriculture began the depopulation of birds within the impacted area and collected additional samples for testing. Special permission has been granted to cull feral birds at the site and the added area of observation. All remaining poultry at the initial farm have been removed, and carcasses have been managed and disposed by the DEH. Additional sanitation measures have been put in place in some parts of West Bay, with vehicles and footwear being disinfected before exiting the area in order to, quote, reduce the risk of spread. The Cayman Islands National Attractions Authority Director Patrick Thompson is placed on administrative leave. In a Friday night statement, the SENA board said the move follows an ongoing internal audit service investigation into a, quote, number of serious allegations concerning the director and other senior staff. The general manager of the Botanic Park is now acting director for SENA until further notice. In other news, scams galore. After warning you about fake vehicle sale ads on Facebook, now the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service wants you to be on the lookout for online property rental scams. Police were alerted to the scam on November 24th after a victim reported sending $5,400 to a seller claiming to have a property available for rent. That matter is currently under investigation, and it's a good reminder about the, quote, prevalence of fraudulent advertisements on online platforms. Police say when looking at online advertisement listings, particularly for rentals and vehicle purposes, it's important to keep an eye out for red flags like payment instructions via third-party platforms or overseas bank accounts, urgency and pressure to act quickly, and communication cut immediately after payment. If you believe you've been a victim of such a scam, contact the RCIPS on 949-4222. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. Rescue workers in Indonesia are trying to reach survivors of devastating floods that have submerged much of Sumatra. The number of dead has risen to almost 600 as bodies are found buried under mud. Sri Lankan officials say the extent of the island's flood damage is only now being revealed as relief workers clear blocked roads. 340 people have been killed. There's also been destruction in Thailand, Malaysia and the Philippines. More harrowing accounts have emerged of mass killings and rape at the hands of the RSF paramilitaries in Sudan's Darfur region. Survivors have told the BBC the fighters shot indiscriminately as they captured Al-Fasher in late October. Russian attacks on Ukraine have continued, with airstrikes killing 3 people in Dnipro. The Kremlin has confirmed Vladimir Putin will meet Donald Trump's envoy on Tuesday to discuss Russia's war. Presidents Macron and Zelensky are meeting in Paris. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Craving something bold, juicy, and packed with flavor? Introducing KFC's new crispy barbecue sandwich served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. That's 100% KFC premium chicken breast, perfectly crispy, deliciously smoky with crispy onions, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce. Just the right amount of messy in the best way possible. Stacked with layers of bold KFC flavor, this sandwich is your new obsession. But hurry, it's only at KFC for a limited time. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at any of the 3 KFC locations on island. KFC, finger licking good, just got bolder.
Hello family, this is for you. The latest iPhone is here and you're getting the sweetest deal ever. The iPhone 17 at Apple Store prices. No need to trouble the family abroad or stress about bringing a phone through customs. Simply get a Flowmania 1 gig and get the new iPhone 17 Pro Max at $29 per month with a down payment of $299. Only on Cayman's largest 5G network. Terms and conditions apply.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the very latest weather report. Synopsis indicate a weak ridge of high pressure remains positioned across portions of the northern Caribbean and will remain in place through today, but begin to erode through the next 24 hours as a frontal system begins to move across the Gulf of Mexico. The chance for an odd isolated shower remains possible as winds are expected to remain light to gentle through this period. Satellite analysis indicate isolated patches of convection near Grand Cayman. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will rise near the mid to upper 80s with a heat index of 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to northeast, 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Forecast for tonight calling for mainly clear skies with a 20% chance of showers in the early morning tomorrow morning. Temperatures will fall near the mid to upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, becoming light and variable for a time tonight, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We're presently at a high tide, and the next low tide will be this afternoon at 1:16, with a high tide again this evening at 6:16. The sun will set this evening at 5:45 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:44. And the outlook is calling for continued decrease in winds and seas through tomorrow as the ridge pattern continues to erode due to the frontal system. By late Tuesday, the boundary is expected to become stationary west of Cuba, and a supporting ridge of high pressure is expected to build across the region thereafter. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Let's hear it for your Wildcat cheerleaders.
Aunt Angie, weren't you a cheerleader?
The best in the Western Hemisphere, until I attempted that switch kick double twist roundhouse.
Huh?
Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record, though, and thankfully I could trust the CG Medical Portal with my claims. All 37 of them.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Starting January 1, 2026, the minimum wage in the Cayman Islands will increase to CI $8.75 per hour. This change is designed to ensure fair pay and to support workers across the islands. Whether you're an employee or an employer, it is important to understand how this adjustment affects you. Learn more about the new rate, how it's applied, and what it means for your workplace by visiting gov.ky/DLP or email minimumwage@gov.ky.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning again. This time we take a quick look at what's happening on a road to see what's slowing and what's flowing. Owen Roberts Drive flowing pretty good, as well as Edward Street, Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, moderate flow of traffic in both directions. Bumper-to-bumper traffic coming off of the Esteli Tibbetts Highway. Expect some delays. And continuing on to North Sound Road, Industrial Park area moving at a moderate pace. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Owen Roberts Drive, no issues there, as traffic is light to moderate. Slow-moving traffic on Crew Road heading to Georgetown, and heading east on Crew Road, traffic is light to moderate. And coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic, as well as Agnes Way on the Linford Pearson Highway as well. And if you see any accidents or incidents, let us know by calling us at 949-6-990. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
For the past 10 years, Health City Cayman Islands has been providing a comprehensive range of in-house medical services, from routine care to highly complex surgeries. We've transformed healthcare in the region, saving thousands of lives in the process. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to provide world-class healthcare to those who need it. Health City Cayman Islands, a decade of healing.
The Super American Circus is back in Grand Cayman, December 5th to 7th at the Lions Center Christmas Village. Experience jaw-dropping aerial ballet, thrilling high-wire acts, acrobats, a BMX stunt team, comedy, clowns, and non-stop holiday magic. It's 45 minutes of fun and excitement for all ages, supporting acts of random kindness and one-to-one charities. 8 shows, 3 days. Get your tickets now at ticketsplus.ky or eventpro.ky. The Super American Circus, where holiday magic meets world-class entertainment.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio yet. We should have guests in. I won't identify who those guests may be at this point in time. I want to give them an opportunity to come in first, to get in here. Meanwhile, a few more birthday greetings here. This one person says that our granddaughter's 8th birthday, Delia, was Saturday. Today is our granddaughter, Ivana, and tomorrow will be Carol Stephen. That's Miss Pedals' birthday as well. Wishing them all blessed day. One love coming from Michael Stone Cole. And I may have missed something. Did I miss something? There was someone that I missed on Friday. Let me find that one as well. Yeah, so on Friday, I'm not sure whether or not I gave this birthday shout out, but at that time we were being asked to send birthday greetings to Martin Brown, wishing him God's richest blessings coming from long life, lots of love coming from Merlin and family. So Friday was his birthday, so happy belated birthday to Martin Brown. And today we have Lanny Brown, wishing Lanny Brown a happy birthday. His birthday was yesterday. We wish him God's richest blessings, long life, coming from sons Nevado, Zachary, Martin, Merlin, and the rest of the family as well. Do I have any more? So, folks. Oh yes, let me give you a friendly reminder out there as well to make sure that you tune in to the Christmas Breeze on 105.3. Which is your all-day, all-season holiday soundtrack. Non-stop Christmas vibes, classics, favorites, island flavor, and that warm breeze FM feeling all season long. So, folks, you know better Christmas song and Christmas entertainment than on Breeze 105.3 FM right here on Radio Cayman. Have a caller, but I want to share this first, and then I'm not sure who the caller is, but they may want to chime in on this. Again, sharing the cable and wireless story. But here's a part of it. You heard me mention there was a photograph of Miss Mary Ebanks, now Miss Mary Scotland. So here's what the Trade Winds newspaper said about Miss Mary Ebanks. Says Mary Ebanks, after attending the West Indies College in Mandeville, Jamaica, that she worked for a Jamaican firm as a secretary. She picked up the newspaper one day, of course that would be the Trade Winds newspaper, and spotted an ad for a secretary with cable and wireless in Grand Cayman. Coincidentally, folks, her vacation was due at that time, so Miss Mary returned to her birthplace, applied for the job, and now is a valued member of the cable and wireless staff. Folks, that was 59 years ago. Ask yourself the question, the rhetorical question. How easy it is to do what Miss Mary did in 1966. How easy is it now? You have to compete with all and sundry. And if those all and sundries, if there's a non-Caymanian and a Caymanian, and you both basically are at the same level, or if the Caymanian is slightly below the non-Caymanian, are you likely to get that job? Just asking a question. Because I have to go back and look at the Public Service Management Act to see exactly what obtains there. We do know that one of our listeners always refer to it, Mr. Billy Samamba, always refer to the inequity when it comes to hiring and Caymanians versus non-Caymanians as well. 1966, Miss Mary returned to her country of birth and got that secretarial job at Cable and Wireless. Didn't have to compete with any non-Caymanian for that job. Let's go to our phone lines. What's up, caller? Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good.
Hearing me, listening to me sound off, huh?
Yep. Mr. Connor, we are doing the cleanup. We call it again now?
The NICE program.
The NICE program, right? And you got lawn service guys toting their stuff and dropping it in the road and leaving it there. So our NICE cleanup program not going to come to no full head if these guys gonna be doing what they're doing with their trucks overloaded and not covered up properly, and the stuff is dropping and flying off of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, last week I think it was, there was a pair in Newlands on the highway, cleaning up the highway. And if you drive that highway this morning, you would not believe the garbage that has been accumulated in less than a week on the highway, I guess it's being thrown out the windows and so forth.
Mm-hmm. This is Rex Crichton Boulevard you're talking about?
Rex Crichton Boulevard,
okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And there's a huge clear bag garbage sitting up there at the highway. For the way that is sitting, is no way in the world that drop off of a truck. It looked like somebody just stopped and dropped off there, just standing up there,
mm-hmm.
waiting to be picked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to do better than what we're doing, because they're trying to put some things in law now, and a lot of people is going to fight against it. And what are we supposed to do? Just let them keep doing what they're doing?
No, we shouldn't. More enforcement needs to take place, and maybe they should set up cameras in those areas where there's a persistent problem in terms of people placing garbage and stuff like that, because you can't have someone posted there all of the time. But to me, there seems to be more and more reluctance to use cameras in the Cayman Islands with a $1-something billion budget.
And they don't have no use.
I don't see how we can't get more cameras installed and to help us with our policing.
Yes, but Mr. Connor, they say that these cameras that some of them can't even be used in court because you have to have proof.
Well,
you
you change the legislation. You change the legislation to
Exactly.
allow that.
Exactly. You know, and if they don't do some changes in that, it's going to get worse. When you go to the grocery stores now, the grocery store aisles is stacked with shoppers. Next 2 years, you're not going to be able to walk with a shopping cart in the grocery store. You got to put a backpack on your back and pick up the stuff and take it to the register. This grocery stores is crazy. Well, I don't know where we heading. But it don't look good, Mr. Conley at the corner. Tell me.
Well, I'm an eternal optimist, and I never give up hope. I never give up hope in terms of things being able to change, and sometimes we can be a part of that change, or we can initiate that change ourselves.
If he doesn't have certain interference from certain people, doesn't want to see Cayman look no better than what it is right now. You know, because as far as I'm concerned, if you got to come along with us, and don't get me wrong now, the Caymanians are doing the same thing too. Because the first thing they're saying, well, they can come and do it, we can do it too. But that's not the right way to look at it. The low mentality to be getting stronger and stronger, and the people are getting more and more ignorant, and you know, and selfish. Boy, I don't want to say, Mr. Connor. But, yeah.
No, we have to remain optimistic, and you need to continue doing what you're doing in terms of highlighting it, bringing it to public awareness, and keep hammering the points because there are people out there who are listening. They're listening.
It just hurts me to the core when I see what's happening on our streets. I was in Windsor Park. When was it? Saturday, I think it was. And this truck had all sides all boarded up. So when I go to turn now, this milk crate is in the middle of the road, and I'm like, for real? So I put my car in park. I got out and I picked it up, and I got the guy attention, and I said, "Is this belongs to you?" He looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "Is this belongs to you?" He said, yes. I said, "You got to be more careful, man. A milk crate in the middle of the road where someone would have to drive." They don't care. And these cameras that we got here in Ireland now, and if we do get any more, is it going to really help? Look at the speed meter they got down the road. That can't pick up nobody. A couple of days ago, a guy crossed doing 70 miles per hour. Where was the police? Well, like I said, I don't care who like it, Mr. Connor. I don't know where these police officers be coming from. But like I tell you one thing, they better be doing a better job than what we got right now. And like I don't say, need to divide them for what we got so they can see how serious Cayman need to be looked at and protected, and give tickets where tickets need to be given, check cars that is not roadworthy, because we got officers out here who's passing these cars like it doesn't mean, you know, SHIT to them. They don't care. They just don't care.
Did you hear anything? Someone was talking to me yesterday, and I'm not sure if this was temporary or what, because I know that there were limited hours, and I have to go back and look at the press releases in terms of DVDL. But person pointed out to me that they went to register their car at a particular district. I would say they said they went to register their vehicle in Breakers, but they were told at Breakers that because the vehicle had been previously registered in West Bay, that they had to go to West Bay to do so, to have it done. Another scenario was similarly, for Georgetown as well, that they had to go somewhere else. I have to look back and see if it was just a temporary situation, but are you familiar with anything like that occurring last week?
No. But if that's what's going to happen, that is crazy. It doesn't even make sense to have these depots if we cannot go anywhere we want to go.
Well,
the system should show. show who is in there from who's not in there and who's registered and who's not registered. But the fact of the matter is jumping from to go back to where you started. Say, for example, you did it on Crew Road, you want to go to Breakers because they're open and Crew Road is too full.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to tell you when you get there, you got to go back to Crew Road. That is ludicrous.
But hopefully,
keep going further. I hope it's not true.
Yeah, hopefully someone is listening. But like I said, I'm going to go back to last week's releases because they did have some releases about closing hours at certain places and stuff like that, and I'll look and see if any of that, in relation to it. But also, and another, I have about 2 minutes left. Have you said all that you want to say? Because I want to ask you about.
I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
The new license. What will they be costing next year for all renewals? Driver's license.
For Caymanians, they're going to remain the same. It's for non-Caymanians. I will look up the release in terms of what it says that the finance that were approved in finance committee. I will look at that and see, but I believe that they're going up to something like about $600.
Well, I saw it on the Facebook where it says 700%.
Yeah, it's that percentage is somewhere there. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we gotta do what we gotta do because if we gotta go back to going to live on the sea and breadfruit, so let it be, because then we're out of control too much and nobody wants to follow our rules and regulation. Everybody wants to do our own thing. Oh, and I got leave this with you.
Mm-hmm.
The police department need to come out here and make these guys take all of these crazy legs off of their car. Give them 2 days to take it off and come to the station and show me you took it off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they're being caught with them on again, give them a hefty fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because what we got out here, Mr. Connor, I'm going to write one right now. I don't want to say something on the air that I'm going to regret. But anyhow, we'll catch up later.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good. Folks, with that, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Hey, new drivers. Don't just drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, no guests in the studio yet. Phone lines are open. If you want a free call and you're calling from a flow number, then you can call the toll-free number 1-800-534-8800. 8255. Otherwise, you can call 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp number 925-3261. Let's share some good news with you this morning as well. And you would have heard this on our news, but it's worth repeating. So the Port Authority of the Cayman Islands, they have announced that they have received their new purpose-built maritime cargo crane. And you heard Minister J.E. Banks when he was on a previous show speak about it as well. So on the 29th, that this was issued, it says the Ministry of Planning, Lands, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, together with the Port Authority of the Cayman Islands, announces the arrival of a new purpose-built maritime cargo crane. Purpose-built, folks, that's a key word there. A significant advancement in the ongoing modernization of the Cayman Islands cargo operations. Delivered on Saturday, the 29th of October 2025, the crane represents a strategic national investment designed to enhance safety, accelerate cargo movement, and strengthen the island's supply chain. This multi-million-dollar investment was manufactured by Koenig Cranes, a global leader in lifting equipment with more than a century of engineering expertise. Koenig Crane is recognized worldwide for its commitment to safety, innovation, and sustainability, developing energy-efficient, environmentally responsible equipment engineered for long-term reliability. The Port Authority has purchased Koenig Cranes Gottwald Harbor Crane, shipped to the Cayman Islands from the port of Antwerp in Belgium. Company supports major ports across the globe with advanced technology and life cycle maintenance solutions tailored to maritime cargo environments. Minister J.E. Banks welcomed the crane's arrival, and he stated, and I quote, "The arrival of this new crane marks another major step in strengthening Cayman's supply chain. It will make cargo operations faster, safer, and more reliable, supporting businesses, protecting our workers, and ensuring that essential goods reach our people without delay. This investment with purpose, and this is investment with purpose, and it reflects our commitment to building a port authority that is efficient, modern, and ready for Cayman's future. The new crane forms part of the Port Authority Cayman Islands' broader cargo modernization and efficiency strategy, which includes upgrading equipment, improving logistics, enhancing worker safety, and strengthening long-term supply chain resilience. These efforts align with the ministry's infrastructure priorities outlined during the 2025-2026 budget and Finance Committee proceedings, emphasizing national preparedness and economic continuity. By transitioning from modified construction equipment to a purpose-built maritime crane, so seems as if what we had before was really construction equipment that was modified for port purposes. Okay. Learning that now. So, by transitioning from modified construction equipment to a purpose-built maritime crane, Port Authority Cayman Islands is improving operational efficiency, peak season readiness, and long-term reliability for container and general cargo handling. The chairman of the Port Authority Cayman Islands, Mr. Klein Glidden, commended the team's work and multi-year effort behind the procurement and delivery, and he's quoted as saying, "This marks a major milestone for the Port Authority and the Cayman Islands. The acquisition of this crane demonstrates our ongoing commitment to efficiency, safety, and long-term resilience. We are grateful to the Minister and the Ministry for their continued support and partnership in modernizing our port operations. He also added, this new crane will not only enhance productivity, but also improve safety for our staff and the reliability of our cargo operation. It ensures that the Port Authority continues to meet the growing demands of our economy and remains a trusted link in the country's supply chain. Mr. Glidden also acknowledged the leadership of Port Director Mr. Paul Hurlston, Deputy Port Director Finance Mr. Donovan Hutchinson, and Deputy Port Director Operations Mr. Brevan Elliott, along with Port Authority Cayman Islands staff who traveled to Germany for factory training with Konecrane. Their preparation ensures Caymanian operators and technicians are fully equipped to operate and maintain the new crane to international standards from day one. So we will have Caymanian operators and technicians from day one with the crane. The new crane, some of this is repeated about efficiency and stuff like that. But, folks, the news is that we have a new crane at our port that will certainly help to improve efficiency, safety at our port. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, you're on the record.
Good morning, Mr. Osi. Mario Ebanks, how are you?
Good morning. I am fine, sir. How are you?
All right, good. And I want to say good morning to all of our listeners in Cayman Islands and around the world. A beautiful Monday morning here in the Cayman Islands. First of all, I want to thank God for his protection. The hurricane season 2025 is now over. And just want to thank God for his mercy on the small Cayman Islands. Others have been impacted, but thank God we have been spared. And we should not forget to be thankful and not be like those that don't return and say thanks. So thank God for his protection. What I want to say this morning, if I could just briefly, is just comment on traffic, but also its connection with the lack of planning. Mm-hmm. The holiday shopping season is on. Thanksgiving was last week. This week is Cayman Thanksgiving. Christmas is right around the corner. And so traffic is becoming even more intense. But I noticed a couple of things the other day that made me wonder. The roundabout there by A.L. Thompson's and by Paddington Place, that vacant piece of land that was vacant, but now is cordoned off for development. It looks to me like the canopy being built there, it looks to me like that's a service station canopy. And I don't know if you know, and I haven't had a chance to check it out, but whether there's going to be a service station, a gas station, being put right there on that. And that, in other words, that's the entrance to the Tibbetts Expressway or bypass.
Okay.
Just after you pass the Butterfield roundabout, going north. And that bothers me. If that's going to be if planning has approved a gas station there, I wonder what planning board is thinking about. Mm. The other thing that bothers me again, or another roundabout on the Tibbetts bypass, is when you get just before you get to the Cayman Bay, the big roundabout there that goes off onto the airport extension, mm-hmm. and around by the dump there, and you have another big development. There's a big, huge area that's moonscape there, and it looks to me that you're going to enter that right through that roundabout, which means that there's going to be a tremendous amount of backlog and traffic there again. So again, if that is the case, if that's going to be the entrance to that large development, how is that going to impact traffic on that supposedly fast speed or access free from side roads bypass and Tibbetts? It's going to impact traffic, and it's going to make it even worse. So again, I'd say a lot of our traffic issues can be dealt with by fines and penalties and enforcement and other strategies, but also lack of planning aggravates the problem, in my mind. I know we have missed the boat 25, 30 years ago in terms of proper planning. And I know right now there's a Plan Cayman review process going on, which I believe is too late and it's taking a long time to get done. But in the meantime, if planning continues to do this and the government does not put in place the laws and regulations to put in place the proper framework, we're going to just continue to get worse and worse and get into a complete gridlock in traffic if you're not careful.
Caller, do you believe that right now the whole emphasis is more towards development rather than sustainability?
I believe so. I think there is a perfect storm, Mr. O.C., because government has created so much expenses and requires so much revenue to pay those expenses and pay those bills, and now the government is going into more borrowing. It is almost impossible to talk about sustainability because the appetite for money is so great that they can't say no. So we are in a perfect storm here, and it's because of lack of vision, and the visionary leaders are not being elected, and people that should be elected cannot be elected because they have the long-term interest of the country at heart and don't worry about getting re-elected but doing the right thing. So it's really I sometimes get tired of talking because you say the same thing year after year, decade after decade, and nothing changes. You
gotta keep doing it. Continue.
But like I say, I think that government can do a lot of things quick. One of the things they should do is do something quick about this planning laws and regulations to have a proper development plan for the Cayman Islands. I heard my friend, my cousin, Mr. Kaidas, he might call in the other day, and I tried to call after him to endorse him, but I couldn't get through. And he was talking about his team saying, there's no plan, and where there's no plan, the people perish. And I see it in the Compass on Friday, where there's no plan, there's no funding, first of all, and there's no plan for 7 Mile Beach sand erosion. And I tell you, if we don't have a plan, and I agree the government shouldn't foot the bill entirely. The government has to participate, but government has to set the plan and the strategy and make sure it's done. There's no plan as far as I can tell. Everybody passing the buck to somebody else. And if we lose 7 Mile Beach, if that erosion starts to take more route going north, and we lose 7 Mile Beach, we better kiss this face goodbye. I hope this government takes charge of that. This Minister for Tourism takes charge of that and don't just pass the buck.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller.
Good day.
We do have a caller on hold, but we will take the commercial break first. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines. Caller, you're on the record.
Yeah, good morning, O.C.
Hey, morning. How are things?
Good. I would swear that the government have stepped in, or somebody stepped in and got me blocked, man.
We're working on it. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. We may be having difficulties with one of our lines.
Oh, okay. The gentleman, the last caller, talked about lack of planning. We did have planning. The Honorable Dr. Linford Pearson had a master ground transportation plan. And what happened to that?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want no planning because kisses go by favor. If we put that in place, might have disrupt somebody from doing a major development, you know? like the man said, agreed for money. So that was probably the reason that didn't go through. I heard you made mention to we have the rights now to self-autonomy or something like that. Was that what you said?
No, the UK government re-emphasized that the 5 key points that they had pointed out in relation to the Joint Ministerial Council meeting, and the 5 points that were emphasized, the one that I spoke to, I spoke to all of them. Let me find it again for you. Says devolution and democratic autonomy for the overseas territories and consistency on the principles of partnership and engagement. What's the other one that we're talking about? Yes, defending the overseas territories' security, autonomy, and rights, including the right of self-determination. So they will defend, or they say that they will defend our right to self-determination. Yeah.
Well, we finally get back the rights to something, because we now don't have the rights to travel from East End to Georgetown in 20 minutes. We don't have the rights to go to the volleyball field and play as we like. We don't have the rights to go to the basketball. We don't have the rights to go to the beach. There are lots of rights now that have been taken away from us, OC, so we need to get some rights back. We also don't have the rights to do what you say Miss Mary did back in the day.
Yep.
Because we got people in charge of giving those rights, but they're giving those rights to their overseas counterparts. Like understand there's a gentleman over there at the Cayman Airways maintenance that he have the rights, it seems like, to give overseas people permission to come in here and work as mechanics 62 and 63 years old, hiring people at that age. When we have our guys that need to be licensed and they're at stage 2, but they can't get to stage 3 because he refused and made comments that he will not educate no Caymanians or advance no Caymanians, but yet he's not one of us.
Wow,
so,
wow.
Yeah, we need to get rid of him.
And you can't get these people on tape. You can't, with all the recording devices you can put it. You can't get them on tape. Huh?
I'm working on that. I'm working on that. So and bringing in people that are not. Well, see, if you bring in somebody in this country that are qualified, licensed, experienced, and our people can learn from them, I'm all for that. But you don't bring in somebody, that are not qualified or licensed or have experience, and then you send them away to get training. You might well just send me away.
Mm-hmm.
Call me up, make me go over there and get training, come and turn some screws on the plane.
Well, I wanted to share more of this Cable and Wireless article with you, because other than the management, every person that was employed by Cable and Wireless when they set up operations here 59 years ago, they were all Caymanians. Now you compare and contrast that
and we had a better system.
To today, and any establishment that is opening, we heard that there are one of those hotels there, they're going to require something like 500 workers, as well. Yeah.
Back in the day, every single technician that worked on the road, either from East End or Side, Bordentown, West Bay, or Georgetown, all young guys. And we never dropped a call. Every time we pick up the phone and call the operator, we knew the voice on the other end. Now, I getting people from overseas calling me and telling me, oh, you got a small balance on your account. I say, and where you calling from? And when they say, I hang up. I say, you can't talk to me. I don't know who you are. I hang up the phone, and I tell them just that you can't talk to me. And I hook up nowhere in Jamaica or Trinidad or nowhere. I'm using Cayman's system. So you don't be calling me. You call the wrong guy, So all that, we were much better then when it was us running the operations, when we had all top guys in government. People now are even making reference to their beautiful handwriting, how wonderful the books look with their handwriting was so crafty. Right? Caymanians, right? All Caymanians. So now, all of a sudden, we allow, with this whole foo-foo thing on the talk about Cayman kind, people to come in and then they take advantage as soon as they get their foot in the ground, and then they bring their people, because you remember now, they got more people back home that don't have no jobs than us. So who you think they got to look out for?
Yep.
So, and I can't see you hiring some 62 years old to come to Cayman to work. Outside the door, they can't get no job we at. So they come here. No, all that got to stop, They have to stop. They're doing nothing, but provoking a social uprising. I'm telling you, I'm hearing. People are not sitting down and going to take it the way they've been taking it.
Yep.
We've got a new generation.
Yep.
So you need to sort things out.
Thank you, Lord Graham. We're going to go and prepare for our next guest in the studio. Thank you very much. This person has said, good morning. I agree with that caller in respect of the gas station by the A.L. Thompson roundabout. It's a terrible location. And plus, why do we need more gas stations on this tiny island? Why do you need more gas stations? Here's my view of that. They're planning for a continued increase in population in the Cayman Islands, an artificial increase of population in the Cayman Islands. Not a natural increase, but they're planning for an artificial increase. That 100,000 population that you heard talking about, that's not the final goal. $100,000 is not the final goal. And at some point in time, and I hate to use this analogy because so many people have lost their lives, but we're going to end up like a Hong Kong eventually, where you're going to have all of the skyscrapers, next to each other on these islands. Because why that's going to happen? Because the stalwarts that you have now, who are still able to create some pushback to the about the rate of development in these islands, we will no longer be with you. And unless someone else takes up the mantle, then you're going to see an explosion of the population of the Cayman Islands. So the business entities, all they're doing is they're preparing for that increase as it continues along as well. Very quickly, this person had sent this message from Friday, and I didn't get a chance to, so let me see if I can share some of this with you. So the person says, they point out, says, by the way, an autistic individual who has defied the odds and has achieved success in my academic career and my professional career, I feel Cayman is not open to the various forms of intelligences, nor are we fostering growth and development in our young people enough to foster the possibility of ever becoming an independent country. I feel there is a need for more emphasis in building more economic diversity in business and reduce the need for importing or products from overseas, giving students expanded areas of studies based on their intellectual giftings and therefore building a more independent and robust economy. However, I do commend the government for providing scholarships to the families who are unable to provide their children with an education. And these students are top-tier students applying themselves to better their lives and thus build a stronger and more resilient society. I am fortunately one of those students who has benefited from the government's kindness in granting gifted minds a scholarship and the opportunity to achieve a tertiary education with the hopes of returning to college to complete my studies.
Since 1970.
I have experienced the disadvantage of not completing a degree, and I feel colleges need to give more support to students who may be undergoing personal challenges that could affect their academic careers. Many of us did not have the luxury of just studying without working, but still managed to acquire top-level grades and may not have finished college for challenges. Okay, this is fairly long, so let me see if I can get to the, if there's a conclusion at the end of the day. Say this initiative is breaking the cycle of poverty, and those of us who are making use of the opportunities are now able to maintain successful careers and a good well-being because there are people who genuinely care about, there are people who genuinely care about the Caymanian people, thus giving Caymanians the opportunities to be less dependent on the government and have the ability to build wealth. So I want to thank that writer for that as well. Folks, we've reached top of the hour, our headline news. When we return, we will have guests in the studio. We will be talking about the the start of the week of gratitude, 1st of December to the 7th of December, to celebrate public servants and volunteers. We will have in the studio with us Acting Deputy Governor, Mr. Wesley Howell, and Minister DaCosta will be in the studio with us. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Keep an eye out for the Department of Environment's shark tags along the shoreline. Pop-off archival satellite tags deployed by the Sharks research team this summer have now detached, and those tags collect and archive data and detach from the animal at a pre-programmed date. The tags will float to the surface and potentially wash up on shore, and if you find one, make sure to return it to the DOE. For more information, you can email sharkloggers@gmail.com. In international news, a Russian missile strike on an eastern Ukrainian city has killed 4 people and injured 40. Unconfirmed reports say a ballistic missile was used in the strike, which took place this morning. Videos shared online show a large explosion occurring on the side of a motorway, and local media said an office block, cars, and shops were hit or badly damaged. And U.S. lawmakers are pressing the Trump administration for answers about military strikes on suspected Venezuelan drug boats after a report alleged that a follow-up strike was ordered to kill survivors of an initial attack. Republican-led committees overseeing the Pentagon have vowed to conduct, quote, rigorous oversight into the U.S. boat strikes in the Caribbean. On Friday, the Washington Post reported that a U.S. strike on a boat on September 2nd left 2 survivors, but that a second attack was carried out to comply with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's order to, quote, kill everybody on board, raising fresh legality questions. Hegseth described the report as fake news. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
HSA's orthopedic clinic has relocated to the second floor of the Smith Road Medical Center. Our dedicated team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons treat conditions ranging from spine to ankle injuries in adult and pediatric patients. We offer minimally invasive procedures from ligament reconstruction to hip and knee replacement. If you have experienced an injury due to sports or day-to-day activities, call 949-8600 and schedule an appointment with HSA's orthopedic clinic, now located at the Smith Road Medical Center.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
We give you honor and praise, adoration and glory.
Radio Cayman.
Praise time.
Praise Him, praise Him. Come and let's praise the Lord. Come and let's praise the Lord. Praise Him in the morning and in the evening. Oh, let's praise the Lord.
Praise time in the morning.
Praise Him, praise Him.
Weekdays 6 to 6:30 a.m.
Radio Cayman, waking you up.
Rock my soul in the blues of my faith. Rock my soul in the blues of my faith.
Praise time.
I know He cares. He'll always be there. Oh, yeah. Praise Him, praise Him, praise Him.
Praise time.
Set your clock for 6 a.m. or you will miss it.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record, folks. Today, Monday, the 1st of December, marks the start of a week of gratitude. It runs from the 1st to the 7th of December to celebrate public servants and volunteers for their contributions as the hurricane season ends. We have so much to be thankful for here in the Cayman Islands. And, you know, while we may complain, there's so much. And I'm, one of those who complain as well. Complain and criticize. But so much to be thankful for. So here to discuss the week of gratitude, Acting Deputy Governor, Mr. Wesley Howell, and Minister DaCosta in the studio with us. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, OC. It's so good to be here. Good morning to your listeners as well.
Okay, Minister DaCosta.
Yes, sir.
Week of gratitude.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Sure. OC, as I'm sure the country is preparing for all the good food, the good company with family and co-workers, we have Cayman Thanksgiving upcoming on the first Sunday in December 7th. So what we are dedicating this week to do is to build up to that, culminate on Cayman Thanksgiving, but give thanks for all that we've enjoyed throughout this year and even further back than that. Because we certainly have a lot, as you said. There were challenges in 2025, but we have a lot to be thankful for. So we're using this week as the week of Thanksgiving, the week of gratitude. certainly at the forefront of why we give thanks, especially today in particular today, which is great to have the acting deputy governor, is our public servants.
Yes.
And all that they do throughout all of the challenges to continuously keep us going through every challenge, not just here at home, but abroad as well. They kept us going. They kept us on track. They kept the country on track, the people, and found every which way possible to make things happen. So we are grateful for them, and that's how we're starting this week, this morning.
And Mr. Howell, the public service, the civil service has gone from strength to strength, throughout the years. The history of the Cayman Islands, as well. People have served, in various capacities and everything. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So our resilience and our ability to rise to the occasion, I think, is one of the hallmarks of the civil service. I always smile when we get a new minister in. The first realization after the first month or so is that I didn't realize that there was so much things going on in the service and how hard you guys work, So the perception is definitely not the reality as it relates to the amount of work that's done and how we come together as a team, whether it's dealing with a minor emergency or a major emergency or a national disaster, and just thankful that I'm a part of a team that delivers and continually improves. Our population has grown from strength to strength, as you said earlier, and the civil service, while it's grown, it hasn't grown at the same volume as the same rate as the private sector and the number of people in the Cayman Islands, but we still deliver a very high level of standard of service across the board, as evidenced by our Hopper Not scores and so on. So just want to say a heartfelt thanks to the entire civil and the wider public service for the ability and for the service that we deliver to the people.
And Minister DaCosta, this extends to our sister islands as well,
of course.
Whom you represent.
Yep. Some very hard-working civil and public servants in the sister islands. And as the acting deputy governor said, these individuals, they come to work on a daily basis. But not only do they come for their job, as I recently heard and said at a passing out ceremony for the prison, they don't just clock in, they step in. When we look at building resilience and preparing that culture of readiness, our civil and public servants actually stand up and volunteer their personal time to carry us through the challenges, whether it be before work, after work, on the weekend, all hours of the night. They are there standing ready to support the community. So we are truly grateful for everything across the country, including the sister islands, for what our civil and public servants do.
Okay. And the week will end with International Volunteers Day on the 5th of December as well. Is there a program that has been established for the entire week in terms of what will
There is. So we're just coming off of Men's Week, and there was a whole slew of activities there. There are also activities this week and really showcasing some of the agencies that have delivered and continue to deliver. While some of us sleep for as much sleep that we're able to get, there are folks that are hard at work making sure that we can sleep peacefully when we go to sleep. I remember just a couple of weeks ago, I ran into the Chief Justice in Hurley's, and I had to tell her, I said, there's not very many countries in the world that the Chief Justice can go shopping in a supermarket without an entourage of security and so on. So for the folks that make that happen all the way through our law enforcement and judicial, the prison, rehabilitation, all those areas, kudos to them for helping us keep the Cayman that we know. We always complain that it could be better and it could be closer to Cayman of old, but we still have a very special place, and we have people that go to work every day, 24 hours a day to make that happen. We just want to be able to say thank you to them.
Yep, those individuals in particular, the ones in our uniformed services, dedicate a lot of and sacrifice a lot of their personal lives to stand ready to protect us in the community. I mean, I know even during Hurricane Ivan, I had an uncle who was part of the uniformed services, and while everybody was panicking about Hurricane Ivan and he sent his family overseas to be protected, he had to remain here and sacrifice being with his family to protect the community. And we see that across the fire service, prison service, police, customs and border control. Everyone steps up to the plate in the face of adversity, in the face of challenges. We're resilient people, but especially those who sacrifice being with their family to keep everybody else safe. And, I see it on a daily basis in the Ministry of Home Affairs, and in particular because we questioned a lot joining up district administration with Home Affairs and how that would fit in play. But we see that district administration provides essential government services throughout the sister islands. And that in and of itself is a national security matter. So to pair that with Home Affairs that protects the country, I think it provides an invaluable resource to this ministry and to those working within the ministry. But it is, I'm extremely grateful every day when I come to work and when I go by and visit the departments to see, to recognize that they're on long shifts away from their families. Yes. But they are the ones that run into the challenge face first, without question. And they have dedicated so much to protecting us. So we are extremely grateful for them.
Another example would be just this weekend. We had a hurricane committee years ago. Now we have hazard management, Cayman Islands. This recent, detection of the avian flu and the immediate action that they took, and hazard management being involved, in that. In the 90s, we didn't have any, we didn't have anything like that. In the 2000s, we didn't have anything like that. So again, to show how far we have come in terms of increasing the responsibilities that government has. People will, complain about the size of the civil service, but we see every day people are calling for more services, more things to be done as well.
And the government, the world actually continues to be heavily regulated. So, be it financial services with the level of compliance that comes with that, or even our maritime services and the compliance that comes from that, and the checks and balances, processes and procedures, equipment that we need to put in place. It is heartening to see how our agencies come together almost seamlessly to respond to something like the avian bird flu, albeit Department of Agriculture, Department of Environmental Health, CBC at the airport. Everybody's on guard from a national perspective, and again, putting the resources of the government to work to ensure that we protect the people of the Cayman Islands. So another example of, while we're in this week of Thanksgiving and we're outside of hurricane season, it doesn't remove us from natural disasters, big or small. We're in the earthquake zone. You can always have something pop up from there, be it a ship emergency, aircraft emergency. All those things are things that we train for and able to respond to. And like Minister DaCosta said, when folks are running the opposite direction or folks are running towards. I was actually at a funeral for a colleague yesterday afternoon, and at the graveside, it was a short graveside service, but within the space of that sort of 25-30 minutes, there were 4 emergency vehicles that passed by, and I'm like, this is a Sunday afternoon, like at 5. It used to be extremely quiet, but here we are, multiple vehicles from different agencies responding to people in need. So massive thank you.
And I think OC on a daily basis, we are truly understanding and appreciating the value that hazard management Cayman Islands brings, especially under the leadership of Danny Coleman, where it acts as a multi-agency support unit. So not only in the face of disaster can it be triggered, but as the acting deputy governor just stated this weekend when we were dealing with the emergence of the avian flu, hazard management stepped up. Their entire team stepped up to coordinate the multi-agency response. So it is structured, it is streamlined, it is efficient. While another agency was leading, hazard management was serving sort of as a secretariat and pulling all the pieces together, making sure everybody was on the same page. So they are very resourceful, and they provide a lot of benefit to us in the face of any kind of national event.
Okay, folks, if you're just joining us, the voices that you're hearing, the voice of Mr. Wesley Howell, who is the acting deputy governor, and Minister Nickolas DaCosta. We're talking about the start of a week of gratitude from the 1st to the 7th of December to celebrate public servants and volunteers for their contribution as our hurricane season ends, 2025 hurricane season. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
The Super American Circus is back in Grand Cayman, December 5th to 7th at the Lions Center Christmas Village. Experience jaw-dropping aerial ballet, thrilling high-wire acts, acrobats, a BMX stunt team, comedy, clowns, and non-stop holiday magic. It's 45 minutes of fun and excitement for all ages, supporting acts of random kindness and one-to-one charities. 8 shows, 3 days. Get your tickets now at ticketsplus.ky or eventpro.ky. The Super American Circus, where holiday magic meets world-class entertainment.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Acting Deputy Governor, Mr. Wesley Howell, and Minister Nickolas DaCosta. We're talking about a week of gratitude following this year's hurricane season. And speaking about moving from strength to strength, we've been able to do that, gentlemen, because of the fact that we have built up a culture of readiness and resilience in our community. Hurricane Ivan taught us so many things, in life. And as a result of that, we have seen so many improvements. Let's talk some about that.
Sure. I'll take it. OC, one thing that I always preach, for the lack of better words, is that we need to be proactive and not reactive. So I think this culture of readiness that we're cultivating and sort of seeing the fruits of now is definitely a benefit to us all. We know that when we were tracking Hurricane Melissa and the possibility of it coming to the Cayman Islands, we, in the Sister Islands Emergency Committee was stood up, had regular meetings, began proactively planning a response. And one of the things that we did, not wait until the last minute to purchase and procure, but we know that there's a lot of senior citizens in the Sister Islands, in Cayman Brac in particular, who need assistance, who need help preparing for storms. So to be ready in that culture of readiness, we procured sizable number of sheets of plywood to hold on standby so that we could mobilize should the need come, which we still have that stock on hand. We're thankful that we made it through the hurricane season without having to utilize it. But that culture of readiness is something that we need to continue to maintain, to enhance. And again, it's with the help of HMCI why we're enjoying that culture of readiness, because they are instilling that. They are the agency of government that's instilling that across the government.
And I'll say again, our collaboration, be it private and public or within the public sector, is something that allows us to do that. As a small island jurisdiction, multi-island jurisdiction, we don't have the ability to have city, county, state, federal resources. It's one government, and we deliver all of the services from international trade and other things all the way down to the neighborhood folks who go around and check to make sure elderly and vulnerable are doing well. So when an emergency happens, when we come together, albeit the National Hazard Management Council, where you have the Red Cross, you have the Chamber, you have the major retailers, the Education Department, along with first responders, all coordinated, all singing from the same hymn book, all messaging in a consistent and clear way. That's some of the things that we do really well. So the supermarkets are not going to put that they're going to be open hours when we're going to push for a stay-at-home order or something such, So that level of coordination and pre-planning, it doesn't come by chance. This is honed and refined over years, and the stockpiling of food and equipment that we need to be self-sufficient immediately after an emergency is something that our vendors do at a cost to them, but it does allow the country and the government and the people to respond, whether it be preparation or immediately recovering afterwards. So again, kudos all around there, and not forgetting that although we are celebrating the government and this week, that we work very, very closely with our private sector partners and nonprofit organizations as well.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the public sector agencies. For instance, the National Weather Service, how important the National Weather Service is. And we see now that eventually they're going to have their own building, and everything. The role of the radar, Colonel Gomez. Doppler radar as well, Minister?
Yeah, no, it is. OC, a lot of us rely on international sources of media, news, weather, because they've been around for a very long time, we have a certain level of trust for them. But there's always a level of importance for localized data, localized media, because you get a truer picture. You get it revealed to you and communicated to you by someone who understands the local landscape. So the National Weather Service provides that. While we can pull data from NOAA, from the National Hurricane Center in the United States or elsewhere, to have a local agency analyze that data, apply it to local conditions, to be able to say that, the winds are coming out of the northwest, you don't have to worry about it in South Sound, it makes a whole lot of a difference. And to enable the National Weather Service now being enabled to have their purpose-built facility, upgraded equipment, I think that we'll continue to see that growing from strength to strength, and we'll be provided with more timely data that we can all continue to rely on, and recognize the importance of having the local weather service.
And also the utilization of local talent as well,
course,
in terms
course.
of the National Weather Service.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you think about succession planning, so with the Hurricane Melissa issue, the Director General was not in office, and Mr. Carapolris stood up and confidently ran, even when the country was screaming, you sure this is going to be okay? You know, this thing is a really strong hurricane, not very far from us. And he was like, no, we're confident that, you know, it's going to make that turn. And we were saying, but it's still coming west. It's still coming west. But just to say, you know, showing that the head of an agency can be out during a time of national awareness. All eyes were to the east on what this hurricane was doing. But Mr. Power was very trained, very competent, very confident in his experience in this technology, and was able to confidently guide the country on preparedness. You know, even from the swells that came through and so on. So yeah, very, very heartening to see that we have continuity and succession planning in the government, where we can continue to operate at a very high level, even if the top person is not available.
Yeah. Now, earlier you spoke about the emergency responders. Let's talk a little about shelter volunteers, you know, as well, and you know what those particular clusters do during, you know, a hurricane, and the sacrifices that many of them make in terms of leaving their families to be, you know, shelter volunteers as well.
Absolutely, that's a major role for us. The Red Cross is typically our shelter of first call. They tend to spin up very quickly, whether it'll be a major fire or flooding, or even more seriously. But for me, the shelter wardens are right up there with prison officers, in that they leave their families and volunteer to go get locked away for the same period of time as the people that they're taking care of. Right. So it is a quiet but very important job that is one for us that we rely on for those individuals who live in harm's way. And that machinery, when it spins up again, is also heartening to see, from the pre-ordered supplies that are drop shipped to the shelters, the folks who have trained outside the season and ready to deliver, HSA staff who man the medical shelters. It is again a orchestrated bit that allows us to offer some level of confidence to our residents, and for those visitors who happen to get stuck here during those things. Again, you know, it is something that we plan for. We plan for the worst, pray for the best, and be thankful when we come on the other side.
Yep. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to take another commercial break. When we return, we want to talk and identify, you know, more of those services as well. We want to talk about the Cayman Islands Regiment, which, you know, at its inception was a little bit controversial. People were spreading things around in terms of what the regiment was, you know, designed, you know, to do. We're going to talk about the Cayman Islands Fire Service, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, the Coast Guard. You've mentioned the Health Services Authority before. We cannot forget Public Works Department as well. They do all of their preparedness as well. K-Mind, and we're seeing now, and of course we'll talk about later on, you know, some of the things that we do beyond our borders, you know, as well. We'll talk more about that, but certainly these particular entities, we want to highlight them and speak a little bit more about them. So, folks, we're going to be talking lots more about the various government departments. Some of them you may recognize. Some of those you may have family members, or you yourself may be an active member of as well. So don't change that dial. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we have in the studio with us Acting Deputy Governor, Mr. Wesley Howell, and Minister Nickolas DaCosta. We're talking about the week of gratitude following the hurricane season. Hurricane season, of course, ended on the 30th of November. We're right here today on the 1st of December as well. So one of our listeners wrote and said, I hope our leaders noted the destruction that Hurricane Melissa did to Jamaica through storm surge and building in known flood areas, and that they make some changes to our planning laws which will affect Central Planning Authority decisions. We are, of course, very thankful that we didn't get any hurricanes this year as well. And I know that celebrating the Week of Gratitude, some of you are asking either to yourselves or some have vocalized it as well. Along with that gratitude, will anything tangible be coming forward as well? Well, what I will say, folks, is that Minister DaCosta did announce the fact that the import duties, the personal items, increased to $1,000 during the hurricane season as well. And I can't, and I will say no more than that. Minister DaCosta.
Osi, thank you very much. Yeah, you know, what we did was, although this wasn't the first year that it occurred, we did increase the duty-free allowance when entering by plane from $500 to $1,000. What we did this year was to also extend it up into November. We made it earlier. It came forward by 1 week.
Okay.
So not only did you get to enjoy maybe a Black Friday weekend and enjoy that additional allowance, but it provided you with more flexibility because it's being extended even further into January through to January 11th of 2026. So we are doing what we can immediately to provide some sort of relief and, I guess, ability for our Caymanians to enjoy the fruits of their own labor. Those are things that we can do immediately. We are still looking at other ways of recognition during this Christmas season for our civil and public servants and pensioners. And I'm sure that the government will, after careful review, will be able to communicate something in the near future. I'd like to go back to the comment that you made from the listener about the planning laws and the adverse effects of building in flood zones. What I can say to you, OC, and to the listener is that Minister J is definitely aware. He is one minister that doesn't let anything fly over his head. He is, I think he's going to be able to present something, a first for the Cayman Islands very soon when it comes to our standard of building. And then I know that he is actively working at completing the National Development Plan. We know that is long overdue. And what I can say is, having worked with the previous administration and watching Minister J over the previous 4 years and now working closely with him as a colleague, it is definitely at the top of his agenda. And he is committed to the cause, to bringing forward our development plans to protect our people and how we build and what we're able to build and where we can build, to ensure longevity in our investments.
Okay. So, gentlemen, and thank you, Minister, for that as well. Let's talk about those other entities that play a role in fostering a culture of readiness as well. So we talk about the Cayman Islands Regiment, and we know when the history of the regiment, when it was first started, the whole, discussion, debate about guns and everything else. But, from my viewpoint, our regiment has played a pivotal role, in
that same culture,
in terms of readiness as well.
Yep.
Would you like to speak to that?
Sure. I mean, OC, we see it after or before and after every hurricane that may or has come our way, where the regiment has stood up. The regiment is a unique body in the Cayman Islands where all members are reservists. Our majority of members are reservists. They have their own full-time jobs. They have their own family commitments, but they stand ready at all times. Even this past weekend, where we had the localized outbreak of the avian flu, the bird flu, in the very beginning of the identification, we didn't know who we were going to call upon to assist us with cordoning off the farm, all of the remedial work that had to take place, managing traffic in and out of the farm. And we had a large number of reservists from the regiment that stood up, took time out of their weekend, away from their families, away from their other commitments, their personal commitments, to stand up and protect that community and indeed the wider public, because that in and of itself, if that spreads, could be a matter of national security. And I think that's why we have to stand ready and recognize this as a real potential threat and do all that we can to keep it localized. And so I thank the regiment. Again, it wasn't a hurricane, but it was a storm nonetheless. And they stood up ready to assist us.
Great. Cayman Islands Fire Service, and we know that they're going through a recruitment and training process now as well. And they play an extremely pivotal role. I would say to a certain extent that some of the unofficial responsibilities that they assumed in earlier times, they have been relieved of those now because we have set up entities to address those issues. But there was a time when we called on a fire service basically for everything.
Oh yeah, no, I actually spent the day on Friday with the fire service, from Frank Sound to Central to West Bay. We were all over. And that was one of the conversations we had, where the chief fire officer was telling us how he had even been called to rescue a cat and to even fix somebody's TV. So, the fire service is definitely a connector for the community. They're not only there protecting us from fires, but connecting every aspect of our society. They are dedicated. They work long shifts. But they're a family in and of itself. I observed them on Friday, and it was amazing to see them sit around the table laughing with each other, and they just looked as if they were a family. And you mentioned the recruit class and the training that's going on. Well, last week on Friday and the week prior, I was able to see the current recruit class, and it is the largest recruit class that the fire service has ever done at one time. Amazing young group of Caymanians, females included. It was very exciting, and of course I saw my bracas in the room too, so it made me really proud to see young Caymanians stepping up to continue the next generation of taking care of this community and taking care of each other, because they're going to spend a lot of days and nights away from their own families, but together. So it's remarkable, and I thank the acting deputy governor and indeed the wider civil service for supporting that recruitment and supporting the training and everything, because our civil servants do amazing work. And the fire service is just one of those entities.
Yep.
The fire service is also a first responder. So in some cases, when you call for a near-shore rescue, it's the fire service that responds first. The Coast Guard then comes in and backs them up and delivers the service as well. But they're trained with jet skis, they're trained with motor vessels. The airport operation has the offshore rescue. So, yeah, they dovetail into being able to respond quickly because of their locations and are able to provide that level of coverage outside of fires. You mentioned the regiment earlier, and I was one of those that still have some scars on my back from the public consultations that we did and setting those up. But, I was confident throughout all that we're doing the right thing. I can still remember the Bermuda Regiment coming down Marina Drive when I lived there during Hurricane Ivan, and all the wet sheetrock and saltwater ruined appliances that I had moved out of my house that was sitting in the parking lot were then scooped up by these gentlemen and ladies who came from Bermuda to help us out. And to know that we're now able to have that sort of response capability in country that are not only helping us, but then we're able to share that training and resource with our neighbors as well is very heartening, and we've come a long way.
Oh, we certainly have.
Yep. We're going to take our final break. When we return, since you had the mic, acting DG, we're going to have you talk about the RCIPS, Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, as well as the Coast Guard. And we're going to have less than 15 minutes to talk about the Health Services Authority, Public Works Department, and Cayman as well. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning with Acting Deputy Governor, Mr. Wesley Howell, and Minister Nickolas DaCosta. We are talking about a week of gratitude. giving recognition to the vital role that volunteers play in fostering a culture of readiness in the Cayman Islands. We're going to talk about the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, Coast Guard, HSA, Public Works, and Cayman. Acting DG.
Thank you, OC. Turning to the RCIPS, Commissioner Walton and his team have, again, there's one law enforcement agency in Cayman. It's not like we can push the criminals someplace else. We got to take care of them across all 3 Cayman Islands. And, that service ranges from the community safety officers, neighborhood policing, all the way up to the very complex AML financial services bit. We cover child safeguarding, child protection, working in the MASH unit along with DCFS and mental health professionals. So again, these are the folks that are working in 12-hour shifts when most of us are sleeping and are responding to all sorts of calls for action, from the most serious, like threatening, to probably similar to the cat type situation with nuisance dogs and so on. The folks at HSA, again, another leading organization with high standards, delivering service across all 3 islands. And again, you never know how much they do until you need them and are able to respond. The number of ambulances now that they have stationed throughout the islands, I can remember when it used to be 1.
Yes.
And now we have 4, if I'm counting right, out in Grand Cayman. The sister islands also have their medical response capability. The RCIPS air assets, again, help with airlift when you have emergencies that require persons to be transported between the islands for medical care and so on. So those are folks that they train, they work, they do their jobs for the betterment of the Cayman Islands, our people and our visitors. Minister, I don't know if you touch in there.
Acting DG, before I touch on them, let me just first apologize to the HSA. 6 months ago, I made a dental appointment for 9 a.m. this morning on December 1st. And unfortunately, I'm here spending my morning with you 2 gentlemen. So I was not able to make my appointment, but I will try to rebook as soon as possible. So I do apologize for not showing up. But again, those agencies we rely on so much on a daily basis, but also we rely on them to be there when we can't be there as well. So they play a vital part. I'm truly looking forward to the Coast Guard expanding, and having a detachment in the Sister Islands, which will come early in 2026. We're preparing for that, and that again is to protect all people across all 3 islands. And we what we're seeking to do is plug all of the gaps. Again, forming part of that culture of readiness, to ensure that equitable service is provided across the country. RCIPS is doing a wonderful job in ramping up their work in the Sister Islands as well, and that's just on a daily basis, not when emergencies arise. So they add to their workload. They come off of their time off to be there for us and stand up when needed. So we have a lot to be thankful for those entities.
Okay, let's talk about our compassion that extends way beyond our borders. And we've seen it in the past. We know, for instance, that Danny Coleman, has served over in the BVI, in terms of their recovery as well. We have provided air assets to Turks and Caicos Islands, to other jurisdictions as well. And most recently, the effort to assist Jamaica, the ongoing effort that we have to assist Jamaica as well.
And that cuts across all of our society. Again, it's not just a government-led initiative. We have private sector, we have service clubs that come together. I read Rotary and the Lions Club joined together and were able to package and deliver supplies directly into the most hard-hit areas of Jamaica. And, so again, I think we help ourselves by helping others as well. And we do actually create that spirit of service and taking care of folks with our children. And I think it's important for them to see that level of service. Currently, CUC has not just linemen and women, but equipment that they've taken over to help with the recovery efforts. folks that are shell-shocked from Ivan going on 20 plus years are still remembering when the CUC and their colleagues from around the world were showing up in Bordentown and East End after months without electricity, and you were able to go and turn off the generator and flick a switch and have the fan come on, and the fridge had ice in it and those sorts of things. So again, it's very heartening to have, you know, those types of utilities that we take for granted with our 99% uptime on electricity, to go weeks without electricity, and to have them extend that gratitude and that community service, not just locally but regionally as well.
Yeah, no, I am I'm a Lion by choice, Leo by birth, and actually a former district governor for Lions for the English and Dutch-speaking Caribbean. Wow. So service is just something that I truly believe in. And when we are a blessed country, OC, we know that. And whatever we can provide and whatever assistance we can provide to our neighbors, I don't think we should, in an act of kindness, we shouldn't do expecting anything in return. But when we are blessed, we need to bless others. So it was very important. I mean, it was truly heartwarming to see the entire government, all of the civil servants, the private sector come together so quickly to mobilize recovery efforts for Jamaica from here in Cayman. I remember that entire weekend just working through, and I remember being on the phone with the Deputy Director for Procurement, asking him to ensure that he spoke to all of the private sector companies, and if there was any issue getting anything delivered to Cayman Airways before 8 o'clock that night, to let me know. And OC, every single one of them stopped what they were doing at their businesses to ensure that the goods that either they were donating or the government was procuring was delivered to Cayman Airways and made it on the flight. Wow. That flight that we took to Jamaica on the morning that the airports reopened, the carrying capacity is 16,000 pounds of cargo. We had 80 pounds to spare in the belly of that plane. So we definitely took what we could. We were very slim on the amount of passengers we took to ensure that all of the overhead bins were stocked, the cargo bay was stocked. And we continue to support them in whatever way we can. We're acting now as a holding area for the U.S. resources, where we were with the Chinooks and the Blackhawks. Whatever we can to do to assist our neighbors, Cayman stands ready, because we have been blessed. We are blessed, and we want to pass that on to others.
And Minister DaCosta, you speak about that blessing, and you know, part of it comes from above. And a part of it also has to do with how we govern ourselves here in the Cayman Islands. The whole concept of good governance, and the reason that we're able to achieve as much as we have has been through that good governance. And we see just the end of the Joint Ministerial Council meeting taking place in the UK as well. So could we talk a little bit about that, good governance? We spoke about all of these government entities that have developed, that culture of resilience and contribute immensely to the success and to the defense of the Cayman Islands. And while it may not be a defense, in terms of military defense, defenses from other threats, as well. Can we talk about how we are blessed with having government institutions that there's transparency and there's that emphasis on good governance?
Yeah. So I keep saying that we probably have the most accessible government in relation to the media anywhere in the world. And I used to do that by having Google Alerts set up for persons who work in senior departments like the police commissioners and so on. And it's amazing to see before they come here, when we had police commissioners from other places, was very little written about them. And while they're here, it's almost a weekly thing that they're mentioned. And when they leave, they drop off the radar again. So our press hold us to account. The media, social media now holds us to account. We have our internal agencies, be it internal audit, the audit department, the ombudsman's office. There's levels of scrutiny all across across the board. When folks are saying, be it immigration, for example, we used to be able to scoop people up and take them off island. Yes, we were able to do that then because there's no constitutional bill of rights.
I keep reminding them the same.
These oversight things, but we are still able to operate an efficient government with those checks and balances, and it makes us better at the end of the day for it. The level of scrutiny, I think, is one of the things that allows us to improve the fact that we publish our scores in relation to happy or not and how well we're doing. The Civil Service Engagement Survey, those are all things that we do to ensure that across the board we are delivering what we say we're going to deliver for those purposes. We're looking forward to moving to outcome budgeting.
Yes.
And for me, that's really where the rubber meets the road in relation to, you can do all this work, but are you making a difference in the lives of the people that we serve in a positive way? And I think, once we're able to reorientate ourselves towards that will help tremendously. I want to speak a little bit, OC, on K-Mine, Ms. Dipna, and the other folks who help to keep our folks mentally healthy, particularly offering services during these times of emergency. I remember watching a couple of weeks back the recovery efforts in Jamaica on TV, and my wife looked at me and goes, "Can you turn that off? Because it's causing me to go all the way back to Ireland, and it's making me uneasy." And there's other persons who are like that, young children, adults. There's no way to really shut off nowadays because social media is always on. So mental health and K-Mind offer an important service as it relates to these life-changing events, whether or not it affects us directly or our neighbors, that makes us feel unsettled and so on.
Okay, Minister DaCosta, we're going to let you have the last word. And I shared with you a WhatsApp message from one of our listeners, if you possibly can incorporate that into...
Sure, OC, yes, thank you. And let me just touch on the good governance first. An elected government can only do so much when it comes to good governance. We set the vision, we hold ourselves to the values and standards, but it is also in partnership with the civil service and the public service. It would not be possible without them. And to see how they step up and show up to carry out all the services that government provide with integrity, with resilience, with that culture of readiness that we're talking about today. We all face our own personal challenges in our own lives. But even after Hurricane Melissa, the civil service launched their CIG Cares initiative, where all of the civil servants donated into a pool and sent money and donations to Jamaica, which was a significant sum of money. So on behalf of the elected government, I certainly thank the acting deputy governor and the entire civil service for all that they do to facilitate the good governance throughout this country. See, the messages that you shared are something, we have to look at efficiencies.
Yes.
How we look at outdated laws, how they're inhibiting our progress, and how we can make those better for the people that we serve. So whether it's planning, whether it is a financial services matter as it relates, or commerce matter as it relates to liquor licensing or business licensing, we have to look at efficiencies, because my team will tell you I preach efficiency is key. Efficiency in everything is key. So I will definitely have the Minister for Planning and the Minister for Financial Services and Commerce look at those two instances in particular. But know that we are looking holistically at all policies and laws across the country on our books to see how we can improve the lives of the Caymanians that we serve. So I thank you for today's show, OC. I thank the acting deputy governor for being here with me. It was certainly a pleasure being with both of you and missing my dental.
It's less painful.
Less painful.
And they have such a great crew, an excellent crew at the dental clinic.
Oh, they sure do. They sure do.
Very, very efficient there as well. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for starting out this week of gratitude here on For the Record as well. I want to thank all of our listeners, those who sent in messages, comments, or questions as well. Don't forget, join Mr. Charles Glidden, Charlo, at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman